Good morning. I had trouble getting on this morning. Not quite sure why, but I did. It's 7 o'clock. And here we go. Another awesome Monday morning. The sun's out. It's been rather wet this weekend, so if you're in Perth, WA, you know it's been rather wet and yucky this weekend. Just getting my glasses. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, so this morning we're talking about something really super important. Good morning, Helen. So we are talking this morning about what we resist persists. See, here's the thing. We all have awesome intentions, good morning, Dal, of we wake up in the morning, right, today's going to be a different day. I'm really going to work on my thought process today. We all have goals of what we want. We all have a certain way we want to be, yeah? A certain way we want to think, a certain control we want to have over our emotions and all of that sort of thing. Good morning, Gwen. But here's the thing. Because by the time if we're over 55, and the majority of us that join me are over 55, by the time we get to that age and older, you have produced within you so many automated thought processes. Yep. So many of them. It is so automated, however, that the majority of us just do not recognise that we're still going down those old pathways. And for those of you that have been with me, following me for a little while now, have started to understand that the pathways that we've made from all the situations that our life has led us to and what we've been through leave a mark on your cells. Yeah, it can't help but. Yeah, as soon as that has happened to you or someone else, doesn't have to actually happen to you or someone else that's close to you. Okay, we internalize all of that, and it's then what we do with that information as we move forward that will make a difference as to whether it's going to affect, are we in alignment? And that's the point I want to make today. So what we resist persists. Okay. The more we resist the feelings that we have inside, because we do tend to do that, then they're just going to keep going. It's just the road to persistence, yeah? By ignoring what's going on, that internal dialogue. So when that internal dialogue doesn't match what you are trying to show the world who you are, there's a big conflict in there. Because internally you could be doing things like, you internally might be a person that's constantly saying these sorts of things to yourself. You'll do something and you'll go, oh, that was stupid. You're stupid. Why do you keep doing that? All sorts of different things will shape you negatively, those thought processes. What you do it that way for? You're never going to get that. You'll never do that. Why do you always think you can do these things? You're this, you're that. And we have this negative dialogue that we feed ourselves constantly. But on the outside, you may be portraying to the world that you are confident, in control, and what you think is matching what you act. But so many of us don't actually even realise that we are doing that, because you have automated those thoughts and feelings and the actions that go with them over your lifespan. Yes? So, unless we stop and think, because the problem is all of these things, events ignite fear, shame, guilt, even self-loathing. Do you think, if you were thinking that way about you and situations that have happened to you in the past, that what you're portraying is actually the true you? No, it's not. I've been there. I know these things. Yeah? So, next week we're going to take another step into this as well, as to how do we actually really start some little skills and tools to help change this thing, because it's constant. We all know it is, that little battle that goes on inside us. All right. So if you're portraying on the outside that everything's fine, just because you act that way doesn't mean it is. And we all know that, yeah? We're going to be super truthful to ourselves. So it's kind of like, so let's say inside you're a little bit negative to yourself. Good morning, Kate. So if you're a little bit negative, so inside you're saying all of these negative things, on the outside you're portraying you're confident and that you don't think these things of yourself, you've got that internal conflict. So it's almost like getting up in the morning, having a really good, healthy breakfast, and then for the rest of the day, snacking on junk food. Would that lead to a healthy mind and body if you did that? But your goal for yourself is to eat healthy all the time. We have the same goal with our mind, don't we? All right, today I'm not going to allow myself to beat myself up on the inside. But then you go about your day, and because the thought process that you have is so automated, you're already doing that. You can already be doing that as soon as you wake up in the morning without actually realizing it. So here's what we've got to do. We actually need to stop and acknowledge when you feel something. Here's another problem. We get so addicted to the feelings that we have inside, and we've talked about this before, we get so addicted to those feelings of stress, anxiety, fear, that loathing, that we can start to seek those things out so we feel normal, because it is your normal. We have to get, and I did this 3 weeks ago, you have to get good at being uncomfortable to change. You can't change if you're comfortable all the time. When you get that little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, that's good. You're changing. You're trying to change that. It does feel uncomfortable, but you've got to acknowledge those feelings right in that moment. Yeah? Why did I feel that way when someone said X, Y, Z? Why do I feel that way when I go into that place? When I'm with that person, why do I feel like that? When I do that, why does that incite these feelings within me? So the very act of stopping, acknowledging, and then basically work out why. When did I feel that before? And over time, you can start to see a pattern. This is the only way we can start. Good morning, Cara. This is the only way we can start to identify what are we doing to ourselves, that internal dialogue. Because if it's unconscious and you don't know you're doing it, how can you fix it? You can't. You can't fix something you do not know is actually there. But it's your driver, your unconscious mind drives you all day long. So that acknowledgement, that stopping, going, why do I feel like that? Why when someone says that, do I feel this feeling within me? This then guides us. Once you go, right, because you can pick up quite quickly once you start doing this a little bit, you can pick up quite quickly, right, yeah, I know why I feel this way every time someone says X, Y, Z, because, and it could be 20 years ago, it could be 30 years ago, guys. Yeah, we've got to go back. I'm not asking you to relive these things, because when you relive something negative that's happened in your past, you put yourself in that physiological manner. Your whole being goes back to what was happening back then. So I'm not saying to go back, but you need to acknowledge why. Yeah. Then when you acknowledge the why, we stop and we breathe that in. We breathe in. We actually breathe in what we want. So no, I don't want to do that. And next week we're going to go through what to do when these things happen to you. Yeah. So stop breathing. Breathe in. I want to be relaxed. I want to be in control. What do you want? Breathe it in through the nose. Never breathe through your mouth. And if you've gone through my other guides, you'll know why not to do that. Breathe in through the nose and then exhale through the nose. Remember, calming of your autonomic nervous system is done in a 4 breath in through the nose and a 6 breath out through the nose. That will change your physiology. It will change you from the sympathetic, which is your unconscious, unthinking, to your parasympathetic, which is your thinking. I'm in control here. Not in control, in control. Your breath fixes that. So that 4 breath in and that 6 breath out, just taking that time to slow your breath, acknowledge your breath, feel your breath, yeah? That changes your physiology, changes you at the cellular level. And the more you do that, the more you get control. So every time we stop, we acknowledge, we breathe in, we exhale that 6, we calm everything back down again. Makes sense? It's simple. You've got the tools to use, guys. But we don't know. If you don't know how to use the tools, you don't know how to use the tools, yeah? And that's why I'm here. I'm here to teach you these tools, either one-on-one or group sessions, whichever sits for you. Anyway, so we breathe in what we want. So you inhale positive energy, yeah? Inhale positive energy and exhale that negative. And you can actually close your eyes and envisage that as well. Anything that you imagine is awesome for your brain, yeah? It believes that that's what you're doing. When your brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. That's why scary movies scare you so much. Your brain doesn't understand that you're actually not being eaten by a zombie or fighting in Vikings. You know how involved you get with these things. That's why your brain doesn't know. It's getting ready to fight or run. Each one, but either one. All right, so inhale that positive energy and exhale the negative. Visualize breathing in what you desire and exhale what no longer serves you. We have the ability to do this. Good morning, Sarita. Nice to have you here. And morning, everybody that is on. So breathing in what you want and exhaling what you don't. And you can actually close your eyes and envisage that leaving you. This takes seconds, guys. If you're sitting there thinking, I don't have the time to do all of this. Yes, you do. You have time to stress. So if you have time to stress, you have time to fix the stress. 4 breath in, 6 out, while you're thinking of what you want in, what you want to get rid of. So acknowledge, breathe. This is an acronym, ABRA, A-B-R-A. So the first one stands for acknowledge. Acknowledge how you feel. Breathe in what you want, yeah? As you exhale, the R stands for release what you don't. The more you acknowledge consciously, the more you bring this unconscious into the conscious so you can deal with it. It's not reliving, it's so that you can deal with it, yeah? We do need to be careful with this reliving thing because as I just mentioned before, every time you go back there, you put yourself in that physiological state and we don't want to be there. We want the control. All right, so watch, when you release it, watch a balloon. You can watch a balloon go up in the air, pop, and all that negative disappear. What you visualize really, really helps us change at that cellular level. It truly does. Science has proven this many, many times. That's why people can practice an instrument in their mind and almost get the same results as the person that actually had that instrument. Or sport. Sport is exactly the same. And we all know that high-end athletes use this to become better at what they're doing. All right. And the last one, the A, ABRA, A-B-R-A, the A stands for align. And this is really important. You have to align what you're thinking you are with what you're actually doing so that the two match. You cannot change if your internal dialogue does not match what you output. If you output that you're this positive person that's caring, that you love yourself and you know you're confident on all of these things, but on the inside you're dying, if those two do not match, you will never turn into that person. You can't. Physiologically, you know what I'm trying to say, it is not possible. No matter how much you put out there that you're presenting to the world, if that doesn't match what you think of yourself, it won't change. I know that. Beat my head up against a brick wall for a very long time going, I'll keep doing this and I will be that person. Well, remember a few weeks ago I spoke about have, do, be. Yeah? It's changing. Are we living life backwards? This all fits together, guys. If you haven't gone and watched some of the guides before, from the weeks before, go back. All of this will start to make sense. We've been giving this information to build so you can understand what you're doing to yourselves, yes? Okay, so next time you find yourself resisting, actually stop and acknowledge, because you do. You sometimes you'll get that quick thought go through the head, and you'll feel something, and you just keep going. Take a moment to acknowledge. Yeah, if you need to go to the loo, you make the time to quickly go to the loo, don't you? Yeah. Well, take yourself to the loo and do it in there if you need to. I'm busy. Stop for a moment. This takes seconds. What am I feeling? Why did I just feel that? Acknowledge it. Breathe in what you want. Release what you don't with an exhale out. But make sure you're aligning it with your truth, because if you keep going through life and you're not aligning things, things won't change for you. So next week, I'm going to go into a little bit more how, when we in this situation, when we're building all of this up so that we can become the person we actually want to be. So internal dialogue matches what we're putting out to the world, so that we can really, truly, internally, externally become that person all the time. It takes time. Then there are other things that we need to do. So we'll cover that off next week. In the interim, if you're part of my A New Way Out group, then you can go and have a look at the guides section. If you're not, there will be a link in when I've finished popping this on Facebook. There'll actually be a link in my Leslie French Facebook page to join my A New Way Out group. So you can take advantage of all the guides that I've got on there. They're there for a reason. So have an awesome day. Some of you I'm going to see really soon in class at 9 o'clock. If not, I will catch you next week, 7 o'clock. It's going to be on change. How do we actually make those lasting changes? Yeah, a little bit more to it than that, but you know that I'm here to help you through that journey if you need me. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I will see you very soon. Bye, everyone.